Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if I'm live or not. Trying to get on here and test her out. Stroll up, see what she doing. Oh, looks like I am live. Hey y'all, how we doing? Hello, hello. I don't know if I'm live or not. Trying to get on here. We tested the sounds. Y'all know we have to go through this when we're posting. When we're going live to test it, especially now that so many people are on the internet. We have to do this all the time. Let's see where I'm at. And there is a delay. And that is me listening to me. We're going to get started in 1 second. Come on in while I share this to my personal page. And I'm going to start up Instagram, because the difference between Instagram and Facebook is that with Instagram, I can actually see your comments. So if you comment on this live and you have questions, I will. Hi, how are you doing, Keisha? Thank you for joining me. How are you doing? With Instagram, I can actually see your comments. So if you comment on this live and you have questions, I will comment on this live. Hi, how you doing, Keisha? Thank you for joining me. How you doing? With Instagram, I can actually see your comments. So if you comment on this live and you have questions, I will. I'm doing good. See, I can see you right now because I am on my phone, but when I switch over, I won't be able to see your comments. You hear that echo? That is me being on multiple devices. I'm doing good. That's good. I can see you right now because I am on my. Ooh, that's loud. Okay. I can see that you're watching though. I appreciate it. So, I'm doing good. I can see your comments now. Okay. So, let's get on live and then we're going to get started. I won't keep you long. We're just going to have a brief conversation. I just have to make sure that I mute myself on here so I don't hear myself. Okay. Let me know if you can still hear me. Can you still hear me, Keisha? Can you still hear me? Okay. Let me me know if you can still hear me. Okay, I can hear myself, so I know I am still going. Hello, 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 everybody. So I shared this to my page, my personal page. I'm waiting on Instagram to start and we'll get started. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, the topic of today is where do you want to be? What would you like to be in 6 weeks? Hello, come on in the room. The topic for today is rather long. It's where would you like to be in 6 weeks? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. How are you doing? Where are you listening in from? Oh, Germany. That's cool. It's late over there. What time is it? What time is it in Germany? Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Just to let you all know is I'm using Zoom for Facebook and it's delayed. Thank you, Keisha, for your response. Thank you, everybody that's watching. Hello, Kayla. How are you doing? Oh, it's midnight. Wow. Okay, well, thank you for watching me. I won't keep you all long. Today's conversation is about where you would like to be in 6 weeks. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jackie. I'm a life and business coach, and I simultaneously broadcast on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. Okay, so this is where you can find me at these places that you are on and whatever. So we're going to get into the conversation because I don't want to keep you all long. As everybody, if you watch the news or you talk to people, y'all know that this is a world pandemic we're dealing with. I am doing well. How are you doing? Hello, Minister Breeze. How are you doing? Where are you listening in from? Everybody in the world is affected about it. Oh, thank you, Keisha. I appreciate it. I appreciate you sharing it. Hello, everybody coming in the room. How are you doing? We're going to briefly have the conversation. We're going to go into 3 different areas to talk about where I am in Mississippi in the US. Anyway, so we're going to briefly talk about 3 areas. 3 areas we're gonna talk about briefly, right? And for those of you, we go a little deep. For those of you who don't know me, once again, my name is Jackie. I'm a life and business coach. What I do is I help current and future entrepreneurs build their life, their finances, and their business. Now, what that means is I help them remove their limiting beliefs so that they can pursue their beliefs, whatever purpose God has given them. Help them pursue it and do it strategically. Um, 2 areas that I have expertise in, and that is business planning and strategic business planning and business management. The things that I've done, I've spent over 20 years sowing seeds in people, training them to excel in whatever area that they are, whether that be in their current career or pursuing other passions. And we all have different passions. um Restructured department sections. Got Was responsible for over 150 employees. The list goes on. A couple of things that I'm most proud of is my 3 adult children. I'm proud that I freed myself over $204,000 of debt. I
I won the battle against depression by pursuing my own passion, my own purpose, which brought me here. And in order to do that, I had to connect to my why. So I teach people how to connect to their why, how their why leads to their purpose, and how their purpose gives them new vision and leads them to the destination, which is their inheritance. Is because it's always the place where God desires you to be. Okay, so if you hadn't guessed it, my business, my ministry, my calling is very faith based, and faith goes beyond just having a religion, but the belief that God is the center, the source of what we do is my mantra, so to speak. Okay, so y'all, let's get into it. I wanted to let y'all know that um I changed the date because I had a 3 hour intensive scheduled for the 23rd, and I'm rescheduling it to the 30th, because I wanted to do more advertising, more announcement, and I wanted to like add some things to the intensive, to add to greater expand these things. This is the purpose of us exploring what you want to do in 6 weeks, to add that to it, because this is the perfect time while we are under the shelter orders. This is the perfect time for us to evaluate what we really want to be doing 6 weeks from now. Because if you have read the news or heard the news, you've heard that many governments office are starting to reintroduce people back into the public. Hello, thank you for joining me. Reintroduce people back into uh, the public, so to speak. So in doing that, um, and all this being at home gave us some time to really evaluate what was really important to us. Okay, so number one, I want to talk about is, what is your passion? Um, because a lot of times we complain and we ache, and we just don't feel like what we doing makes a bit of difference to anybody. Sometimes, we feel like, sometimes we can feel like we're taken advantage of. We could feel like it don't even matter if I do this or not. They don't care. You know, and the real thing is, one of the reasons why we feel like that is I believe it's self-reflection. Okay? Because maybe what you're doing currently is not your passion. It's not your calling. It may not even be your purpose. Because, and where I come from that with that, and I'm talking about life experiences, because the thing about the body, one thing I've learned about what my physical battle against depression is, when I was depressed. Now, depression happens to people for many different reasons, okay? But I'm gonna give you one of the reasons, and a couple of the symptoms of my depression that I suffered from. Now, the thing was, I was going through depression, and I had this. I've always a lot of these. Okay, so um, part of my business planning and business management, I've always been able to make things flow. I've always been able to look at structures and in my mind figure out. And if you hear a beep, that is my smoke detector. It needs battery, and somebody's coming to fix it. We just have to ignore it while we continue this discussion. Anyway, so one of the reasons why I suffered from depression is, you have to understand, I had to connect to my why. Why was I in that position, and why was I so unhappy? Why did I think that there was more for me. Why? I mean, all these whys, like, why did I really feel the way I did? And one of the reasons why I felt like it is um what I teach people is that we are spirits in a body. So we are energy. We're energy. We were created with power, with authority, with strength, with a calling, with purpose. And when we are not fulfilling the thing, the desire, the thing, or using our power, our superpowers, our abilities to the most high, it does a couple of things, right? One of the things it can do is energy has to come out. Energy cannot be just stored within. You have, it's just like the muscle. If you don't exercise the muscle, um, you start to lose muscle tone. And that is the same way with our bodies. We have to, if we have a calling, we have a superpower, we have to exercise it. So with my depression, I felt trapped. I felt trapped in a dark space because I chose fear before my faith because I was scared. I was scared to be my authentic self. I was scared to really show who I was. And every now and then I would show my little pinky toe and people would act a fool. And I would try to make them feel better by themselves by sacrificing myself and who I was. And I would shrink so I could stay in my comfort zone, which was hiding, hiding. And in that process, I was literally and physically dying inside because remember, we're energy, and energy is not meant to be held tight like this. It's meant to be set free. Okay. So as time passed by, that energy just began to get bigger like a snowball that keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until I felt like I was either going to sink or swim. Okay. I felt like I was just trapped in this object and I could not breathe and I didn't know what to do. And I literally had a come to Jesus moment one day, a aha, an epiphany, to live. And so, in order for me to live in my truth and in my authentic, I had to decide what in my life, why was I not living? Why was I choosing fear before faith? Why had my life, why was I here? Why was I in this place where it hurt to breathe? So I decided to start pursuing a passion in my life, right? So, but there's other passions that we pursue that we should pursue. Like if you go to bed, this is the thing. How you know it's a passion is if you go to bed and you get up and every hour that you are up, you are thinking about, hello, Taylor, thank you for joining me. We're talking about where you want to be in 6 weeks. And right now we're on pursuing passion. We're talking about life and pursuing passion. Okay, so in life, if every hour, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jackie. I'm a life and business coach. What I do is I help future and current entrepreneurs build their life, their finances, and their business. And I am talking about where you want to be in 6 weeks. So I'm focusing right now on pursuing passion. If you spend, hello, Black girl, if you spend every hour and every hour you think about this one topic, and it doesn't matter what it is, right? And you're passionate about it. because when you're not passionate about it, it doesn't stick with you. You don't spend that much time about it. Because the thing about the body, I want y'all to know, is that the body is a beautiful design. So the body sends us signals. Okay, if something is wrong with us, our body will send signals, whether that be because of our emotions. We might get headaches, we might get blurred vision, we might have anxiety. I mean, we might get frustrated and we don't know what it is, and our body is sending us signals that something's wrong. And the problem is that sometimes we ignore those signals, but those signals are meant to tell us, hey girl, hey boy, hey man, hey lady, okay, come here. You need to do something. That's something that needs to be done. So, what is your passion? If that is music, why aren't you pursuing music? Could it be that you have not invested in becoming the expert in that field? Could it be that you allowed the wants and the needs of other people that you cared about, other people that you loved before your own? Could it be that you have not really loved yourself enough to give yourself the opportunity to have the life that you've always dreamed about? See, in this time, in the next 6 weeks, now the shelter order began over a month ago. For some of us, it's been 2 months. This gave us the opportunity to really think about your life. Where do you want to be in 6 weeks? And what does that picture look like? And although your passion may be to make a great environment for your children, that might be what you wake up every morning and every day thinking about is your children, your family. But in order to do that, why is it you got to go deeper? Keisha said in 6 weeks, I will be having a summer job. Come on through to help make my last payment for school, and then the school loan is for the yes. Come on through. Come on through. Come on through. That's what I'm talking about. Because you have a passion, because you have a calling, because you have that desire in a certain area, you knew that you had to invest in yourself. You had to connect to the why. Because in your why, it helps you in developing a plan to take your dreams and make them your reality. And that leads to your finances. In order to pursue this dream, what do you do with your finances? I'm glad you brought up student loans and things of that nature, because in pursuing your dream, Keisha's going to school, but other people may not be going to a, a regular formal college institution, but they may be associating with coaches and advisors and taking classes in order to pursue that passion, because they know in order for them to really be able to live in that purpose, in that passion, in that place that they desire, they have to make an investment. And in order to make an investment, you have to look at finances. If your desire is to make a place for your family, even though you may not be materialistic, you have to get control of your finances, because the lights that you see me under, it costs. The space that I'm in, it has a cost associated with it. It may not be my driving force. Okay, it may not be my driving force because money is a vehicle that gets you to your passion, that leads you to your purpose. It is simply something that we need to get the motor, to get us where we want to go. It's the car. Yes, we can choose to walk, but why walk if you have a car? Why walk if there's a bus? Why walk if there's a plane? Why walk if there's a train? It helps us get there in a timely and effective manner so that we can take all our energy and all our strength and sow it in the things that we're passionate about. And that leads me to talking about business when it comes to passion. See, a lot of times we have these jobs and we hate it because I've had numerous jobs and I hated them. I hated them. I worked myself to the bone because I was passionate. I cared. I loved my children. I wanted my children to have things. And I'm not talking about Gucci or Prada, but I wanted them to have their necessities and I wanted them to have some of their wants too. I love my children. I loved my children more than I loved myself. Let me tell you. So I went to that job. I went to two, three jobs at sometimes because I had a passion for my family. I loved my family more than I loved myself. But let me tell you something. Here's something about pursuing passion. You can actually have more than one passion. Yes, you can. You can love your children and still do things for yourself. It's okay to love you. You can love your family and still do things for yourself. And when it comes to income, one of the things you want to do so you can be around a long time is figure out how you can take that passion, that purpose, that talent, that gift, and create a business. Because here's the thing about a business that you don't understand. We run around and we say, oh, this, I already get EIC. Oh, I get food stamps. Oh, I get this check from this, that, and other, this government assistant. But let me tell you about a business. Uncle Sam loves businesses. There are all types of different loan opportunities, credit opportunities for businesses that are not available for just a regular average Joe. Like, let me tell you, if you create a home based business, I'm going to tell you, say you make $65,000. That business can take that. So if you have a sole proprietorship or a single owned LLC and you make $65,000, you're working a full-time job and you created a home-based business. Let me tell you. Some of those deductions and those expenses, some of those expenses that you have every day become deductions. And so how does that help you? So let's say you got a job and you make $65,000 a year. Okay, it can take that. So normally you would pay taxes on that $65,000 a year if you do not have a business. But when you have a business and you're operating in that business, that $65,000 can become the adjusted gross, the adjusted income, which is the amount that you actually have after those deductions, can become as it can become zero to $30,000 with the right deduction because you opened up that business, and it's not stipulated on how much profit you make, but that you are pursuing profit. So that means that your taxes and if you know anything about taxes, your taxes on 65,000 is way more than 30. So thus you would be bringing back, keeping more money in your pocket. That's why I say Uncle Sam loves a business. So what I'm saying, if you take that thing, you can create the life, the finance, and the business where you are pursuing your passion. But let's talk about lifestyle changes other than passion. Okay, because that takes us to our next subject. Our next subject. Is this good so far? Is this good so far? Hello, thank you for joining me. Is this good so far? This good information? Because I'm going into this next topic. I hope you all are enjoying this information. I hope this is useful. Don't forget to share, share this information. And if you're not following me, you need to follow me, honey, because this is McKeever Mondays, honey. I'm in rare form. This is my day. This is McKeever Monday, where I come on here and I drop knowledge on. I give y'all some knowledge, honey. I'm here to edutain you, to provide you entertainment and education. I'm telling y'all the real. Okay, forget all the dramatics. I'm telling you the real deal here. Telling you all how to make some money and how to really enjoy life. Hello, Christy. Thank you for joining me. So the second thing that people are thinking about when it comes to where they want to be in life is their lifestyle. Their lifestyle. And you might say, well, Jackie, you just talked about passion. Yes, I'm talking about other areas in life. Okay, so, and those areas may be material things. There is nothing wrong with you wanting to have a nice house. There is nothing wrong with you wanting to have a nice car. There is nothing wrong with you wanting to have nice equipment to work with. There is nothing wrong with you for wanting more in your life. I'm going to say this again, okay? Just in case y'all did not hear me clearly. There is nothing wrong with you wanting more in your life. There's nothing wrong with you for wanting more in your finances. There's nothing wrong with you wanting more in your business. There's nothing wrong with you wanting more opportunity. Yes, Keisha, she says she's building her she's taking this opportunity to build her credit score. That's wonderful. That is wonderful, girl. I'm so proud of you. I don't know what to do. You doing it, girl. I wish more people could be like you. You doing it. I'm so proud of you. So there's nothing wrong with you wanting nice things. And I'm glad Keisha brought up the credit score. That's one of the things that'll get you there. Okay, because people with a high credit score pay less for stuff. Point blank, period. You can walk into a dealership if you want a nice car and get a car with zero down and zero finances, and all you do is make straight payments. Boom, bada bang. Or maybe it is that it may be a health concern. That's part of your lifestyle. You might want a lower blood pressure, better blood sugar. You may want to be weigh less. You may want to come on live and put a little makeup on, okay, because you want to just make a different impact in your life. You may want to look at your business plan and say, hey, maybe I want to do something different with my business, with my goals. Maybe I want to establish new goals for myself. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm going to share something with you, and it's funny, but it ain't funny. Hey, Kiana, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. But don't feel bad about it. You should want those things. But I'm gonna tell y'all something that I did. So at one time in my, well, many times, because I'm still growing, I wanted more for my life, right? So I had to disconnect from people, right? One of the people I disconnected with was my ex-husband. It was. Now my marriage had broke up for many reasons. But one of the main reasons why my marriage had broke up is because I wanted a different lifestyle and that person wasn't part of that lifestyle. Now, I'm not going to like go in big details. I mean, because there were some other matters, but everybody's not meant to go on your journey with you. So during this time, we have to think about where we want to be in the next 6 weeks because this is the opportunity to really dig deep and make business plans for our lives and make business uh, 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 plans, goals for our life, for our families, for our for our finances, and for our business. And let me tell you, people gonna say, "Oh, she think I'm a girl," so I'm gonna say, people think, "Oh, she thinks she too good," and you know what you should be saying? Thank you, because I am too good. I'm too good to be sitting up there allowing my gift to die. I am too good. God has been too good to me, honey, for me to not pursue my passion, for me not to conquer gold. Then don't the word of God say I am more than a conqueror? If you believe that, then start living that. I know that everybody has to start somewhere, but if you're still in the same place that you were 10, 15, 25 years ago, something is wrong. Honey, you need to be having a come to Jesus meeting and saying, God, I need a breakthrough. God, I need you to come and tell me, send somebody to tell me what's wrong with me. You need to have a come to Jesus meeting because it's the word also said it's his desire to prosper, and it doesn't mean that you're going to be wealthy. It means that you are meant to be an achiever. You should always have goals. There's something that is limiting you, which starts with your beliefs. When I was in depression, I had limited beliefs, and I had to be reminded to live. I had to be reminded where my source was. I had to lean on somebody with more strength, with more knowledge, with more faith than I had in order to come out of those trenches. I had to make a lifestyle change. And so, in that lifestyle change, you notice that you start seeing things differently. It's like you're literally like the light just turned on. Y'all notice how things look different when we turn on the light? Be like, wait a minute, I didn't know that was there because the lights turned on. Kiana said, Kiana said, this is an amazing opportunity to make a huge change in your life. Amen. She put down Kiana is part of Turning Points Church. That's her ministry. Kiana says that she is working on a song. Amen. Come on through. Work on it, honey. Bless the world. Bless the world. So don't let anybody tell you. I'm here to tell you we're having a conversation today. You're welcome to type something in the comments so we can talk about it. We need to talk about it because the problem is the reason why people are not growing is because we're being hushed. We hushing up. Oh, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just deal with it. Oh, but no. Oh, but no. Oh, but no. It's time. This is the perfect time for you to grab hold of whatever that purpose is. Grab hold of whatever your calling is. Grab hold of that passion and start creating a new lifestyle, whatever that looks like in your eyes. Whatever that looks like when you hold a mirror to yourself, when you hold that mirror to yourself, whatever that looks like. Now it looks different to everybody, okay? Because me pursuing a lifestyle, I told you I disconnected with my ex-husband because he wasn't meant to go continue with me. I did not like who I was when I was with him. I was angry. I was hurt. I was shrinking. I was hiding. One thing I have learned is that we have to continue to grow because there's always new levels. And with new levels comes a different finance for that level. Because I told you, money is a vehicle. We drive it. We're the power, we're the instructors, the co-authors of our life. Our lives don't just happen by themselves. Now, when you're a child, you don't have as much control because we do what our parents say. But I'm talking about as an adult. Kiana says, speak life and not death. Hallelujah. Okay. So that causes us to look at our finances because finances is a vehicle. And just like with a car, if you don't get the oil change, if you don't get new tires, if you don't put gas in a car, because God is the gas, really. Gas us up, God. God is the gas. We got to go to the filling station, okay, the gas station, and get filled up. But if you don't get the gas, honey, your car not going nowhere. If you don't do the regular maintenance on your car won't continue to go. And that's finances. You have to do regular maintenance on your finances. You have to do regular maintenance in your life. It may need a tune-up. You have to do regular maintenance when it concerns your business. And even if and I told you all, you can save a lot, you can deduct, you throwing money away if you don't have at least a home-based business. You can have a brick and mortar, but if you at least have a home-based business, you save a lot of money because Uncle Sam loves businesses. Let's talk about income before I let y'all go, because I've been holding y'all a little bit. This has been a good conversation. Kiana says, open the door and do what God has called. Yes, come on through. Because listen, you think I ain't hurting nobody. Yes, you are. Because the thing about a gift, a talent, it is not just for you. Hello, Mike. Gifts and talents are not just for you. They're for the world. Because so when you sit on your gift and you let it die, you are destroying you preventing somebody from getting their answer. Somebody's looking for somebody to remind them who they are. Kiana says growing in the word of God is excellent. Yes. But God designed you to be an answer. He designed us to be connected to one another. So when you don't pursue your passion, your gift, your talent, you are literally killing people. Just think. Let's think about all the modern day medicines that have been created to extend people's life, to literally put a charge in their heart to make their heart pump. If the person that invented that and had that idea or the people who manufactured it did not pursue that, we would not have that opportunity available. You say, well, I'm not inventing anything. But listen, those people had to be motivated by somebody. Somebody had to remind them or confirm to them, yeah, that's a good idea, man. You should go into that garage and create a computer. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Not knowing that when they created those computers, that we would be using those computers for medical research, and I would be talking to people in Germany and UK and different parts of Africa and different parts of the United States, in South America, all over this country. So when I tell you, hello, thank you for joining me. If you are not pursuing your gift, your talent, your passion, you're not just hurting yourself. You're hurting everybody you are meant to connect to. Let me tell y'all something. Sometimes we underestimate what our power and our strength is. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. And it doesn't matter what age you are. I'm gonna tell y'all a true story. I remember when I was a teenager. Now this is a true life story. I was a teenager, about 13, 14 years old, and it was this girl. It was this girl. She was like in the group. We all ate lunch and hung out after lunch. And so she looked different. And something in my spirit, my sha-na-na-na, said, something's off with that girl. I don't know what it is. Hello, thank you for joining me. I don't know what it is. Now she was laughing and giggling. She was laughing and carrying conversation like she normally do. Thank you for joining me. But something was off. So I walked up to her and I said, this ain't her name, but I said, hey, Georgia, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I said, mm-mm, mm-mm. I seen that look in her eye before. I saw it in myself. Something was wrong. So I went to the office. The bell had rang. And I would not leave the office. I begged them to call her in the office. They said, Jackie, if you don't go to class, we are going to put you in study hall or sack or suspend you. We done told you 6 times to go to class. I said, listen, I cannot go to class until you call this woman this girl to the office. Something is wrong with her. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like this is going to be the last chance that you have if you don't do something. I'll tell y'all what happened. So they said, okay, we're going to do it. I said, you promise you're going to do it? They said, yeah. So I went to class and I heard them over the speaker call her to the office. Everybody could hear it. So after that, I didn't see her for like a week or two. And she came back and she gave me the biggest hug. I said, you're welcome. I'm glad you're feeling better. And she said, Jackie, I was literally going to go home and end my life. She said, I couldn't take it no more. She said, I could not take it no more. I was done. She said, when I got home, my mom wasn't there, my dad wasn't there. I was just going to commit suicide. I gave that girl the tightest hug. I said, you are too important to the world to leave. She had thanked me and she said she was embarrassed. I said, don't be, because we all go through challenges. I didn't know that I was going to be going through the same challenge 20 years later. But what happened is that girl, the office people talked to her, and that girl told them that. And what the school did is they called the girl's parents and they got her in therapy. They got her in therapy and they had some family counseling. And at that particular time, they had the reason why she wasn't at school was because she went to a hospital. But she thanked me and she was like, please don't tell nobody. I said, girl, who I'm gonna tell? And see, y'all don't know who this person is. Like I hadn't, like, I started telling this story like maybe 3 years ago, but this happened over 30, almost 30 years ago. Uh, Y'all, I'm 45, so it happened more than that. I mean, that part, my age is the funny part, but what happened wasn't. And when I tell you just that little bit, that talent, that calling, that passion, that compassion, that love, whatever it is that you have to offer is important. You're not here by accident. You were made on purpose. So income potential, people thinking about different incomes because a lot of people are out of work right now. They don't know what they're going to do. They get an employment, and if you had made a certain amount of income already, then you could make, because the government, if you get unemployment, they add additional $600 to your unemployment check, and you could get up to $3,000 a month based on how much you actually get on unemployment, so that's additional funds. They're wondering about the income potential. Like, what are we gonna do once this is out? I done lost my, people are saying they done lost their jobs. Now the income affects you personally, because this is your source of income. And although you may be praying, you have to find a way to apply your faith. Now, we did, everybody, if they haven't or they're going to get this stimulus check, which is like $1,200, or if they have dependents, they'll get $500 per child, up to two children, I think. So or they're married, they get 2,400. But then what? You have to think about that. What are you going to do about your personal finances? Are you going to create, and some people are out of work and out of money that had businesses, because when they did it, they may have had a small amount in their savings, but they didn't continue to save a year or more of income. They didn't really think about it. They didn't think, nobody prepared for this epidemic, this pandemic, and how it affect our families. I mean, some of us lost friends and families to this thing. And or some of us may have just had family members who got sick, and that caused our bills to go up because we didn't have that source of income, because they weren't working, they were in the hospital sick. Or are we going to have a large a hospital bill because they've been in the hospital? Or maybe they need to have surgeries, and surgeries being delayed because of this COVID thing. They don't want to risk something happen to you while you in the hospital. Income affects all those areas, and not just your business, not just your personal finances. It affects your families. It affects your friends. It affects your everyday life. So I'm gonna ask you to, like, I'm about to let you all go, but I'm gonna ask y'all to sit and think about where you would like to be in 6 weeks. And if that is getting to more in the areas of life, finances, of business, I want to challenge you to go to www.jackiemckeever.com/contact us, or simply send me a message and say, hey, Jackie, I would like to talk to you about more. And if that's too much for you to write, just send me hashtag more, and we can start the conversation. We can start the conversation, but it takes for you to choose faith over fear to make that investment. And the investment, yes, it does require finances, right? It requires time, it requires patience, it requires you putting energy behind it, because that's how we begin to manifest things that from the spirit into the natural, is we put action behind it. Okay? We put action behind it. One of my favorite scriptures, one of my favorite chapters is John chapter 5, when Jesus says, will I be made whole? And the guy who had been there decades came up with excuse. I shoulda, coulda, woulda, could have. Worried about the past. Jesus ain't asked you all that. He asking you if you want deliverance today. If you through with that lifestyle. If you through, ready to come out of that the comfort zone. If you're ready for more. Then he told him to take up thy bed and walk. And I want y'all to understand that means he had to take his faith that he would be healed and put action to it. He had to make that investment into what he desired to happen. His investment took faith. His investment took energy. His investment cost him a spot. It wasn't free. I'm sure the Bible doesn't tell this, but I'm sure when he got up his bed and decided to start walking, I am sure somebody took his spot. Oh, you gone, man. I'm going to get up in this spot. I'm going to get up in here. Shoot, I'm next. It took investments. It don't happen by itself. It doesn't happen by itself. I wish it did, but it doesn't. Mm-mm. And the reason why it doesn't is because God gave you power and dominion over your life. You didn't have power, then it probably would happen by itself. So I'm going to ask you again, where would you like to be in 6 weeks? Now I have a 3 hour programs. I also have a couple of other, hour and a half ones. Um, and the reason why I created both of them, the hour and a half webinars, just focus on information, and it keeps it bite-sized just so you can start, because I realized that when you in this fight, it's not easy coming out of your comfort zone. It wasn't easy for me. Y'all know how many days I cried? Many. It was not easy. There was a lot of nights I had to call on Jesus. God, I know this my purpose. Why is it so hard, Jesus? And I had to be reminded of who I was and where I wanted to go. Where would you be like to be in 6 weeks? That's all I have for today. Oh, Jesus, thank you. If you get on one one of my programs, I just want to let you know we do a lot of mindset work because we have to remove those limiting beliefs. We have to destroy those thoughts that's been keeping you bound. We have to start rebuilding, restructuring, creating the framework that you need to get you to more. That's all I have. My name is Jackie McKeever. I am a life and business coach. What I do is I help future and current entrepreneurs build their life, their finances, and their business. Baby, I'm teaching you what I know, what I've lived through. Y'all, where would you like to be in 6 weeks? Bye, you all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May God bless and keep you. Bye.